Hi everybody. Okay, so this is my very first foray into the YouTube slash TikTok world in regard to this new obsession that I have, which is gardening. So basically, the reason I got into this is because I got massive sticker shock at the grocery store this year. You know, it's 2022 and a lot of people were out of work during COVID, and some people are actually still at work, still starving, so myself included. So I tore up this entire yard, started it in I think late September, not sure, probably October. And I mean, this whole entire yard was overgrown with weeds. This monster, the bougainvillea, which I love, but really hurt. I got a lot of thorns under my fingernails trying to tame this beast. But I got it tamed down, and I mean, it had taken over the entire back of the yard. And it took a few days to get it under control. Then I had this gigantic pile right here in the middle of the yard of both bougainvillea scraps and sawgrass, which had been taking over our yard, like giant stalks of sawgrass. And I'm assuming it's sawgrass because it sure does cut. And when I say cut, I mean I bled a lot pulling these bastards up out of the ground. So anyway, so I took all of my plants and just kind of scattered them around because I do want some beauty as well as function in this yard. And oh, here's a pallet couch that we made. Sorry, I did not brush it off before. And it's an outside couch, so it's, not gorgeous, but we sweep that off every so often. My cat Milo likes to sit on it and kibitz while I'm digging up the yard. There he is. He's an outdoor cat now. Look at him. Oh, he's so excited. Now this cat is enormous. He's so sweet. He's a good boy. He purrs all the time. This is Milo, and Milo is exceptionally overweight. He does suffer from obesity. So I did bring him outside during the day, and he has a great time chasing lizards, interjecting his opinion whenever he doesn't think I'm putting a plant in the right place, things like that. So he likes to hang out under the hammock because it's nice and shady, and he'll eat grass every once in a while or whatever if there's any to eat. So as you can see, this whole ground, nice and clean. I mowed the other day because the weeds were getting a little bit long. But anyway, enough of that. The prep work, it took about a month and a half to clean up the entire yard and clean out the beds. So this is going to be our lettuce bed, or greens. They'll come up between these slats and, keep the weeds under control and all that. Over here is our milkweed. I'm thinking that this one and that one are, I don't know, some kind of blue flower. I don't remember the name of it right now. Mexican begonia, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, I transplanted them from the back of the yard. They were struggling badly. As you could see, they're doing a lot better. And yes, I do have weeds, and that's okay. I'm not going to stress about it. If they overtake my yard, Milo, stop eating that plant. If they take over my yard, I just get in there with some gardening gloves and I just rip them all out. But, these are, I don't know, clover or something? I'm not sure exactly what these are. Up north, we called it crabgrass. I used to eat it too. I was a hungry little kid. I ate everything. This is my potato patch. This is an experiment. So I got a few potatoes already out of it, but and some of them are getting ready to, like that. You see it's starting to sag down and it's starting to die off. That means that some of the potatoes are ready. This one's, I wait until they died off completely, started to turn brown, and then I'll dig up the potatoes, because you want to leave them in the ground about a week after, just to make sure that the potatoes are nice and mature. Okay, this is lettuce. Now this, again, an experiment. I took the lettuce and I started growing it in water, but it started to rot, so I brought it out here. One of them died. It was right there. And then these two are struggling a little, but I keep it to where it drains freely. It's got some really nice dirt in there, a lot of nutrients. So I'm not sure why they're struggling, but we're keeping a good thought for these guys. Okay, these are my pride and joy. These are San Marzano tomatoes. I put them in here as baby seedlings. I let them grow. They are doing great. I've got them in full sun. Now this little guy back here, these are San Marzano. This came from a beefsteak tomato that I ate, and then I just took the seeds and I smushed them onto paper towel and let them dry overnight, and then I just carefully picked the seeds out of the paper towel, and I actually started that inside in my little arrow garden just to see. It came up a little spindly, so I transplanted it as soon as I could outside so it could get some decent sun. So it's already starting to thicken up a little bit. He's doing great. See that? He's still a little wobbly, but he's doing good. So I'm gonna put him in a special place. And then all of these, I'm not exactly sure where I'm putting them yet, because right now it is December. You're supposed to be able to grow tomatoes all year in Florida. So I'm between zone 8 and 9, which I just learned yesterday. So I feel really dumb saying it. We are gonna put cucumbers here. Now it looks like some little wild cucumbers stayed from the bed last year. I hope these are cucumbers. I really don't know what they are yet, but they sure do look like cucumber leaves. This one looks like it's already been munched on a little, so I'm gonna have to observe and see what bugs really seem to like these. There's another one. A lot of holes in the leaves. I'm not loving that. Now, of course, I don't want to use any pesticides in my garden. I've already made some mistakes and killed off some things, some live things that I really do feel bad about. So, okay, so I will, it's confessional time. You see these babies? This is the perfect food for monarch butterfly larvae, which are, of course, as we know, caterpillars. They have stripped every last leaf off of this milkweed plant. It's just starting to grow back. Here's the mistake I made, and I feel horrible about it. I sprayed it with neem oil because of the aphids. See these little jerks? Aphids just stick right to it. So I thought, oh, neem oil, okay. So I put neem oil on it, and it killed off all the caterpillars, because neem oil is toxic to caterpillars. So I won't be doing that ever again. So I'm gonna get some ladybugs to counteract the aphids and hopefully restore some balance to the garden.